gonna do a full throttle send. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, baby! Oh my god! What is going on, people? Welcome back to Double Clutch Auto Reviews, and thank you so much again for tuning in for another review video. My name is Mark, and today I am so lucky to be here with this 2012 Lamborghini Gallardo 560-4 Spyder. In the name, the numbers before the dash refers to the specific Lamborghini's horsepower rating, and the number after the dash refers to how many wheels are being driven. 2 or 4. So therefore, this Gallardo is making 560 horsepower at 8,000 RPMs and 397 pound-feet of torque at 6,500 RPMs, coming from a 5.2 liter 40 valve V10. And that's mated to a 6-speed e-gear or shiftable automatic transmission and all-wheel drive. It does 0 to 60 in just under 4 seconds, does the quarter mile in about 12 seconds, and has a top speed of over 200 miles an hour. Fuel economy ratings, if you even care about something like that in a car like this, are 12 miles per gallon in the city, 20 on the highway, and 14 average miles per gallon overall, which apparently isn't that terrible considering this is an Italian supercar. In 2012, the base model Gallardo, the LP 550-2, started at an MSRP of $188,000. And the highest trim, the LP 570-4 Performante, had an MSRP just under $250,000. And as you can easily imagine, with options, that can get well over that starting MSRP. This specific Gallardo, the 560-4 Spyder, had an MSRP around $225,000. Some significant dimensions I'd like to point out: it has a wheelbase of 100.8 inches, a total length of 171.1 inches, a height of just 46.6 inches off the ground, and a curb weight of 3,417 pounds. The owner of this car told me that his favorite attributes of his Gallardo are the simple, sleek, beautiful styling, the blissful exhaust note, and the awesome performance numbers. And this car is not a garage queen at all. He actually drives this car frequently and even takes it to the track. This Lambo is driven. It's not just babied and put away and never seeing the sunlight. This car is actually enjoyed properly, which is awesome in my book. To put the top down in the Lamborghini Gallardo Spyder, it's quite a simple process. This is where Audi came in and refined all these little touches to make your life that much easier in the Lamborghini. Simply just hit the switch, push it forward, windows roll down for you, and the top automatically retracts. Awesome. Once it's all done, release, and you're all set. Same process in reverse. Simply hit the switch, hold it, goes right back up for you. Oh, almost got me. Release and on your way. So earlier I talked about this e-gear transmission, right? This is a 6-speed automatic transmission that essentially can be switched to a clutchless, manually shiftable automatic. And to clarify, this transmission does have a clutch, a single clutch, not a dual clutch, for instance. But by the clutchless, I mean you're not actually shifting with a clutch pedal as you would in a traditional manual transmission. So showing you how the transmission works, we have our gear selector here. A, of course, stands for automatic. If you push that, the car will drive normally as if you're in a traditional automatic transmission car. To the left of automatic, we have sport, and that switches it to the manually shiftable mode with the paddle shifters. And to the right, we have Corsa, which translates to race in Italian, which increases the shift speed by up to 40% and makes it a much harsher and more track-focused driving mode. Also, as you decelerate, it is advised that you downshift accordingly as to not bog the engine or damage the transmission. And just in case you forgot what gear you're in, there is a gear indicator on the bottom of the gauge cluster. And furthermore, when you come to a stoplight, it is advised that you pull in both paddles at the same time to bring it into neutral, as to not stress the transmission further. If you just leave the transmission in first gear at a stoplight, the car will automatically put it into neutral after 30 seconds, but you should just get in the habit and putting in neutral yourself. Just as a 3-pedal traditional manual transmission car, you'll be burning out clutches like there's no tomorrow if you come up to every stoplight and don't put it into neutral. This Gallardo also comes with the comfort package and the front lifting system, which was a $5,200 option back in 2012. As you can see here, you push this button right here, and the front of the Gallardo lifts up just enough so you can clear those speed bumps or pull into your driveway, for instance. Honestly, I find that a very convenient and probably a necessary feature for a car this low. And of course, with the comfort package, you get the heated seats as well, so just a little extra luxury for you in those colder months. Taking a look around this interior and sitting in these seats, they are comfortable. I feel nice and snug, but not overly tight, and it feels very driver focused, of course. However, it is undeniable that it definitely has like mid-2000s Volkswagen through and through this car, which is very funny to me. For instance, if you ever ride in a mid-2000s Volkswagen and turn the ignition on, does that sound familiar? Because Audi bought Lamborghini, so even things like that translate all the way up to even the Gallardo. I mean, come on, that's pretty good. The gauge cluster is all analog except for that little tiny screen that's definitely very mid-2000s Volkswagen, but otherwise works well, looks sharp. I like it. The steering wheel has no buttons on it, just the horns, of course, but it feels nice in your hands and you can grip it pretty easily at 9 and 3. The seats, the door panels, and even the dash have this really nice yellow stitching all around it and some decent feeling leather too. But what's surprising is there's actually a lot of cheap black plastic, especially on the center stack right here. The only flaw in the interior right now is this is actually peeling right here, just below the hazard switch and along these other toggle buttons right here in the center. I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably expect a little bit more in a Lamborghini, but oh well. The functions of all these toggle switches are as such. We have the windows, driver and passenger on either side. We have our headlights, fog lights, hazard switch, our traction control, and our fuel door. But what's funny is you cannot open the fuel door with the car on and the parking brake down. For instance, I'll put the parking brake down, open the fuel door, works perfectly fine. Now with the car on and the parking brake down, nothing. Little safety thing right there that Lamborghini implemented. We also only have one cup holder in this car, which is right here. Some Gallardos don't even have any, so at least we have that one. We do have a glove box, but it is relatively small. It will fit some tissues and your papers or other small items and whatnot. And we also have a door cubby on each side. Essentially, Lamborghini gives you just enough room to have your license, insurance, and registration papers right here in the door cubby when you get pulled over. The Gallardo, of course, being a rear-engine car, also has a frunk. So to open it, you simply pull the latch as if you're opening a hood on a traditional car. Come to the front, pull the little tab as you would normally, opens right up, simple as that. Looking inside, you can see we have, I don't know, maybe a room for a couple of groceries, maybe one suitcase. Nothing much more than that though. But there's the trunk in the Lamborghini Gallardo. Closing the trunk though, you can't just like let it fall. It's not heavy enough. So you either have to bring it down gently and push it down to lock it, or just slam it down. But the owner likes to just gently push it. Alrighty folks, I cannot believe it. I am finally living out my childhood dream and driving a Lamborghini. This is amazing. I have to thank the owner of this car, Lance, so much for allowing me to do this review for you guys today. So let's go. To start, we'll put the window up in the back so we get some decent audio, because the wind would be redonkulous without it. So we'll just roll the windows up, but we're gonna keep the top down, absolutely. What's better than a Lamborghini on a beautiful day like this with the top down, am I right? So to start, I'm gonna put my foot on the brake and pull the upshift paddle, which puts it into first gear. Then you gently just have to hit the throttle and you're off. So I have not yet driven the pre-LP Gallardo, but the second generation, this one, the LP, they increased the displacement from 5 liters to 5.2 liters in this V10. They also added direct injection, so you get a lot more tuning potential and just better power delivery with this specific car. All right, now let's take it out and open it up a little bit. Oh, it's great. And the brakes are great too. Very confidence inspiring, without a doubt. I feel like the steering's the best though. Oh my God, dude. Wow. You can very easily get into trouble with this car. God. Sounds so good. Gorgeous exhaust note. Wow, the engine braking is very prominent. The steering is really heavy, but I love it. I love it. It feels like you're really working for it, and the car just immediately responds. Like there's like zero play in the steering. There's no dead spot. Like you turn the wheel, it goes. Downshift's are the best part for sure. So the the crazy thing about the Gallardo is that this is the most sold Lamborghini of all time. They made it from 2004 to 2014, and they sold 14,022 units. So what that means is that the used market for these is actually quite strong. And you can find examples of these in good condition with relatively no problems that have been well taken care of for around 120 to 150K, depending on where you are and, you know, the transmission and the condition and whatnot. But it's actually an attainable, and I say that loosely, Lamborghini. However, if you want to get a 6-speed gated manual, prepare to pay a lot more money than if you just want the e-gear, you know, shiftable automatic transmission like this one. I will say that this is certainly quite an experience driving this car, and this car has a lot of character. Even with this transmission, I know it's not the best thing around, especially in modern times, but this still puts a huge smile on your face, regardless of what transmission it has. The only thing about the Gallardo, though, is that it's definitely more Audi-like. Back then, in the early 2000s, the Murcielago, for instance, was absolutely more admired than the Gallardo. That was the one you wanted to have. You know, it was beautiful. It sounded glorious with that V12, but it had crazy dumb ergonomics, like all these typical Italian quirks that you would never want in like a car that you're going to use every day. Some more fun facts about this specific model, the 560-4 Spyder, is when they updated it, they gave it the facelift in 2008. Obviously, this is the second generation. They also did revisions to the e-gear transmission, so it's a little bit better than the pre-LP Gallardo, and they also reduced the weight of this car by 20 kilograms or 44 pounds. Let's let her sing. Oh my God. Everyone gets out of your way in this thing. So now we're on the highway at a very slow, safe cruising speed, and we're turning about 2,500 RPMs. I'm in 6th gear, and this is actually quite relaxing. I don't feel stressed at all. This really isn't a cumbersome car to drive. It's actually quite nice. I could take this on a long road trip if I wanted to. And the funny thing is, I almost feel like this car gets more comfortable the faster you go. Like at higher speeds, the car's like, yeah, like it wants to go faster and faster. It doesn't like being driven casually and slowly. It wants it. It's like, yes, push me. 4, 3, 2. Now coming to a stop, obviously we downshift, we come to first and we stop. You pull both paddles into neutral. When you're ready to go, make sure your foot's on the brake, pull in the upshift paddle, and off you go. Now is a perfect opportunity to try out putting the Gallardo in reverse. And it's actually a relatively simple process. All you have to do is just keep it in gear, come to a complete stop, and just push this R button on the left side of the dash over here. Goes into reverse for you. Simple as that. Oh, glorious. I could listen to the downshifts all day.
I loved it when I was on a track.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. Amazing. What a fun car, man. What a fun car. The only problem with upshifting or downshifting with these paddles right here, at least they stay fixed. They don't move with the wheel, which is obviously what you want. I expect that out of a Lamborghini, of course, but the windshield wiper stalks and the turn signal stalks are really close to it, so you have to be very careful with your hand positioning. I've hit the turn signals trying to upshift by accident more than once on this drive already. All right, so now we're in automatic mode, and you have to put it into neutral and then hold down the A button for automatic. And I'm not touching the paddles at all. Let's see how the Gallardo responds. It's almost like the Lamborghini just decides when it wants to shift and it goes, all right. You're just going along and it goes, all right, I'm gonna shift, all right, I'm gonna shift. Ooh, still sounds good on the downshifts when it does it by itself. All right, so now let's open it up a little bit in automatic.
Did pretty good in automatic though, didn't it?
I honestly disagree. I like shifting it myself.
Oh yeah, definitely get a better feel on it.
Oh my God. I enjoy shifting it myself exorbitantly better. Like automatic, I feel like it's just like a mind of its own. It's almost like it's literally a raging bull. It bucks you super hard out of nowhere. I'm sorry, no, I'm putting it back in sport. Oops. Yeah, we're going back in sport. There we go.
If you want it done right, you have to do it yourself.
That's right. In sport mode or Corsa mode, I know when it's coming. In automatic, it just does it, and it's unsettling, honestly. I'm glad I tried that out though, because now I know. So guys, that wraps up my review of this beautiful 2012 Lamborghini Gallardo 560-4 Spyder. I have to thank the owner of this car, Lance, so much for letting me drive this car. It's been a dream come true, an absolute pleasure. So which Lamborghini is your favorite? Do you like the pre-LP Gallardo? Do you like the LP Gallardo? Do you like a different kind, an Aventador, a Diablo, a Countach? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. And if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you hit that like button and also consider subscribing to my channel. It really helps me out to grow, and it means a lot to me. I certainly appreciate it. Take care, guys. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.